Hello, hello, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Wow. You're kind of hazy back there.
Well, I don't have a light on.
Oh, okay.
Let me turn the light on because that'll make a difference. Here, leave that there.
Good morning, everybody. We already have people in the chat, and they're just going to be asking questions as I let them know this is an interview and healing session today. The healing session will take place a little bit later. But welcome into Communication and Connections. It's the title of the new Wednesday morning show. So I'm so excited to have Kathleen Krantz with me here today. I know we've had you on before. You substituted for Scott, Mr. Scott, one time. But if anyone has any questions, please type it in. But please, Kathleen, tell us a little bit about you. Where'd you start off and how'd you get where you are today?
Well,
No,
that's a long story, but I think we have things that happen to us that are part of our journey to develop who we are. And being born in a family with 13 children, I think that made it so I learned to get along with a lot of different personalities and learned to take care of myself so that I could help with others. So I think that was part of that. And then as you're growing up, you'll have things happen where you'll notice that maybe some strange things might happen. Like I remember being probably in 5th grade, and the boys had really waxed up the metal slide. And it was one of those that had, a couple humps on the way down. And I thought, oh, well, I'm just going to do that. And I remember going head first down that slide. And I was going so fast, I was just shooting off the end. There was no way I was just going to, I thought, well, am I going to crash? What's going to happen? And I just remember shooting straight off of it with my hands out like this. And I remember landing on my I landed on my hands and flipped over a couple times and landed on my feet. And I was totally surprised. I mean, these kids came up to me and they said, "How'd you do that?" And I said, "I don't know." Maybe it was those past lives as a Shaolin monk or something, where they could do amazing feats and not get hurt. And I actually they came here to Eugene, Oregon, at the high school, um, probably in, gosh, when was that? Uh, Around 2010 or something
Oh,
like that, probably. Yeah, they came here, their headmaster, and they had, um, um, 26 of the Shaolin monks, and they were young. They had some as young as 6 years old,
wow.
and they could do amazing feats where you could, um they put them on first. The first one, they laid down, and they're half, they only have a cloth across this part of them. Of course, they have the pants on, but they're a cloth across this part of them. So it's bare skin. And they had swords, two swords laying up, and they laid him down on the first one. And then they put a nail bed over him. So the second monk laid down on that nail bed. And then then they put uh, they had a third one, and they put bricks on top of the third one. And they took a sledgehammer and started breaking the bricks. So all those bricks, as they're being broken and being hit really hard with that sledgehammer, it's you think it's going to slice these guys up and puncture them and hurt them. And it just went, um, um, I just went, oh. But then they get up, and there's not a
Mark.
mark on them, nothing.
Wow.
And that
Wow.
was so hard to be around because it was really challenging my paradigm of what hurts and what's possible. And yeah, that really changed me that day.
Wow. And so that was the day that you're talking 2010.
That was that happened in probably
Okay.
2010. I was watching this. It was in an auditorium at the high school. I was watching these monks perform, and they had a headmaster. And at the intermission, and I almost wanted to leave after the intermission because I said, I'm not sure I can handle this, because it felt so
Wow.
intense to be around it. Because my feeling is that I feel the pain and suffering of the world, and I want to change that. So being around that much suffering and pain was really hard for me to be around, but it was just me doing the suffering,
Wow.
just with my mind, because I it was threatening my idea of what's possible and what's real. So,
Okay.
and during the intermission of that same time, the headmaster and two of his monks came up to me, and because I wanted to buy some of their things, and I just didn't have cash with me. I just had my credit card, and they only took cash. And so I remember the headmaster and two of the monks came up to me, and they gave me this Kuan Yin necklace. They just gave it to me. And my friend that I was with, she goes, "Kathleen, they just gave that to you." I said, "I know." And I said, "I don't know why they did that." Well, it's like this interweaving of our past with the present. And we have these gifts, but we don't really realize it until they start getting activated. And um, I think the biggest, probably the biggest activation I had for all of it was, I started doing Reiki, and when I became a Reiki master, all these powers started happening.
Wow.
And um, my whole life started changing because it was so much, remembering of who I was and who I am in the present as well. And so
Okay. When did you start the Reiki?
probably 1997.
Oh, okay. So you had been on the journey before you saw the shamans,
I mean, the monks, you mean?
the monks. Yes,
Yeah.
I meant the
I mean,
monks.
I went
So
to see shamans and everything after
yeah.
I started tuning, and I had other things happen too, that they would always want me to be in charge of the essential oils and the remedies and all that, like Bach flower remedies when we were traveling, and I wondered why they did that, but apparently I've done it before. So it's all these lifetimes of the past bringing in to the present. Also, the shamanic thing, because I did end up studying shamanism and Inca shamanism and going to Peru and traveling with shamans. So, and it felt totally like home to me. But it really activated when I first got the Reiki, because that's a pretty powerful attunement. And it's gentle, but it's real. It activates this light, this gentle light of healing, that when you're radiating this, when you activate yourself, you're radiating this, and it activates others. So, and it heals others because it brings them back into alignment when they've gotten themselves kind of knocked out of kilter. And we all get ourselves knocked out of kilter sometimes, and we need others to help us. So I wanted to be a doctor, but it was the wrong kind of doctor. So I ended up being a healer and taking all these classes that, especially after I became a Reiki master, I started taking all these classes for different forms and modalities of healing. So that was the beginning. And then I think it was theta healing was one of the major ones that really opened me up, because I connected with my soul family, and you activate the DNA in the first class, and that is a big deal. And I saw it really change my life, and I saw the magic of healing and how it really works to raise your vibration and pull yourself back together, set yourself on your path, and really call in those who you've come to help heal and be healed by. More awareness of that.
Wow.
So here we are today.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
you've
Well,
learned a lot of things. Now, was Reiki the very first healing modality that you learned?
I think it was more a polarity therapy, because there was this healer woman that we would go to, and that was, I don't know, I was in my 20s, later 20s, I heard about that, and um, we would go and see her and take our friends there, because she was able to tap into past lives and um, see how to put you back together if things were cattywampus on you. She could put you back together. And she passed away in 81. So there's been little dances with it, but I never really focused on doing that until later
Mhm.
in my life.
And you know 35 modalities, healing modalities. Is that correct?
Well,
Or is it
I've experienced 35 of them to study.
okay?
I mean, to study them. Yes.
Okay. So you studied them. Um, but you teach three.
I teach 3, and I combine the others with, because I'm a licensed massage therapist too, specializing in craniosacral. I just don't teach that. But if I work with somebody, I'll probably theta healing, I'll set the space up with Reiki, because Reiki is wonderful for setting your space. And then um, if someone comes for a craniosacral session, I'll clear them first using theta because it makes them accept and receive a healing so much better. Because there's resistance to healing for a lot of people and people that are sick, they have blocks to healing. They have issues that are blocking their healing. And they say to check resentments, rejection, regret, hatred, or anger, because you could be holding grudges at somebody. And sometimes there's curses running. And all of that really changed with theta healing. And I learned that in 2006. And so I've been studying and teaching for 19 years. So,
Wow. Teaching for 19 years.
and that really combines well with the other modalities and makes them so much faster because some of them take a long time to do. Whereas the theta healing is known for instant healing and you can do it so much quicker. So I'll do some theta healing, clearing beliefs and programs on somebody, before I'll do before I'll do the craniosacral, and they release in half the time. So it's it it's faster, more
Wow.
efficient.
And I understand a lot of the healing. There was one gentleman that is very good at healing. He healed his daughter's, um, I think it was her kneecap. And she had hurt it so badly, they got x-rays, and the doctor said it would be, they could do surgery. And he told them not, this is Reverend William McDonald. And he said that he could fix it, or no, the doctor said they could do surgery. And he said, no, don't do any surgery. I'll be home tomorrow and we'll do it. We'll take care of you. He healed it 100%. She had to follow up with the doctor. And when she went in, the doctor says, no, that's impossible. There's no way it could be healed. Even though they had the x-ray and shows that it was healed.
Mhm.
Well, a few days later, she heard it again, even worse. Because she was told she could not be healed. And so she heard it again, and he said, why did you listen to somebody else and not me? And not feel the results and not see the results? But he said, okay, I'll work on you again. And he told her it would not be 100%. She could accept that, but she could not accept 100%. So when you do the healing, do you see people regress from the healing because they're told by somebody else?
Yes. In fact, the doctors are like gods, and so when a doctor tells somebody, they believe them, and they don't feel like it's possible. So you do downloads with somebody, download that it's possible to completely heal at 100%. And you pull their beliefs that are blocking the healing, that they're not worthy of the healing, that they're damaged, it can never be fixed, that kind of stuff. You pull those beliefs and amazing healings happen because I've had two people that had real severe, like they had fourth stage cancers of different kinds. One was liver cancer, and one was for fourth stage liver cancer, and another one had fourth stage throat and mouth cancer. And they were healed completely, but one guy just was done living. Maybe that was his way of going out. So he recreated it again. He just stopped eating. He was healed. He was completely healed, but he just stopped eating because he wanted to die. And so he did. I mean, it did. I mean, that was That was interesting. And then the woman who had the 4-stage cancer, she also, she couldn't forgive herself. And I even worked with her afterwards, after it happened, and I think she lived to be about, uh, 8 months cancer-free completely. And then and actually she had a healing in one of my classes. It happened in my class, and I had no idea she was that ill, or I would never have had her come there. But her sister had brought her, and they thought she'd have to go to the emergency room because she was so ill. So the first thing we did was do a group healing in theta healing, and that's what, and she had a remarkable healing. She picks with the healer, everybody else sends unconditional love, and the healer takes all that energy and runs it through the healer. You can only have one healer in theta healing because it's the healings are so powerful, they'll mess each other up if you do more than one. Whereas Reiki, you can have several people doing the healing, working on different areas. You can't do that in theta, it's too strong. And so she had an amazing healing right there in my class.
Wow.
She was like swollen in her stomach, and it completely had gone away. And it went away probably within 10 minutes. She was healed within 10 minutes. She started crying because it was such a shift.
Wow. I couldn't even imagine the difference, how somebody would feel.
Well, they're not used to that because it blows their
Yeah.
mind because they haven't been prepared for that. And so that's why I do the downloads. The downloads can change somebody's beliefs in seconds, whereas it could take lifetimes to otherwise work it through. So it's an amazing healer. That modality, the theta healing, is my number one that I go to. And you can do all the others in theta, but
Now,
speed them up.
right. Now, you mentioned that she came to a class, and you would have preferred, just from what you said, what you alluded to, that you would have preferred a private session because it was so consuming.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. Yeah, and there and there's
Yeah.
other healers that do it publicly, like Brazzo. Have you heard of Brazzo?
No.
I probably should have him on my website because he just is a gazer. He doesn't talk. He doesn't give interviews. He just gazes, and now he's doing it every half hour, and he's doing it today. Actually, he's live streaming from Zagreb, Croatia, every
Oh,
every 6 minute or every half hour. He's doing probably a 6 minute gazing session, and it feels incredible. There's no talking. He just gazes, and there's an energy that happens, and everybody
and
responds differently to it.
how do you spell his name?
Braco.
Braco. Okay. So that's the person who does the gazing, and that's theta.
Nope, that's not
Oh,
theta.
okay.
That's
Okay. He's
it's
got
his
this.
own thing. He studied with this man named Avica who used to do healings, and he worked with him doing healings, but then they figured out how he could heal everybody. So he works on thousands of people in a day just doing his gazings, but he doesn't
Wow.
interact with anybody. And he has one that's just his voice, that is a recording of his voice that's very healing. They play that at the end of each session, but the gazing is amazing. Just for 6 minutes, it'll change your mood. So there's a lot of special people at these times right now, and he's one that I go to. I mean, because you can just pull up your he doesn't he works in the weekends elsewhere. I mean, he's really dedicated to his life because he has a family and a son, but he's really dedicated his life to healing. And times are pretty polarized right now, so there needs to be more healing. It's really volatile right now. So he's incredible. So he's one of the ones I I go to, because I do a lot of processes so I don't get depleted with my healing. And I think that's important, um, when you teach people to do healings, that they need to really take good care of themselves so they don't get depleted or run down or harm themselves by um, not taking care of themselves. Aware of it. Another person I rely on a lot. I have her books and I've taken her classes. In some of her classes is Donna Eden. I use her uh, compilation of exercises to set you up like the Wayne Cook posture, so other people don't scramble you. In fact, if you do her exercises, you set everybody so that they you can't be scrambled, and you'll actually set them if they're scrambling. And some people are very scrambling to be around because you'll get tired around them when they're talking. And you'll fall asleep because they're scrambling you. And we had a lot of teachers that did that when we were growing up. We had these teachers that weren't together that would scramble us, and we'd get tired, we'd lose our focus because these teachers weren't together. They just didn't know. And it's the
Yeah.
study of energy medicine. And Donna Eden's is her whole thing is energy medicine. That's what she calls her books and her processes.
And we
So
have a lot of people on the chat right now, and we're going to do another half hour of the interview, and then we will go into a healing session. So, carry great quartz. Those of you who need healings, please stick around. Just want to put that out there real quick. So, I don't know if you can see the chat by you, but Donna Eden compilation of exercises. I want anything you're saying, I want to share with everyone online because you said Brasso. Is that how you pronounce his name?
you pronounce it Brazzo, but it's
Brasso.
spelled Braco. And
And a Slavic C is like a TZ, Brasso, or a TS. So just so you know, that is a Slavic C.
yeah, so he's wonderful to watch. And I sometimes if I wake up and you're feeling off, I'll just live stream him.
Oh.
Just live
Now,
stream him.
and so where do you find him? Is he on YouTube? Is he on
He's on
TikTok?
live. I just go to Safari and go to live stream and put in Brazzo dot Brazzo TV .me or dash me. I can't remember which is the whole thing. But if you just go to it's Brazzo TV
There you
live.
go.
How do you? I mean, if you went to look for that, how would you do that?
No, I will check.
Technology isn't my my deal, but
You go to Safari first, you say?
things that can help us on technology. But
Yeah.
it's a live stream, so I just go to Safari and I just punch in Brazzo live stream, and then it'll. Did you try it?
I'm
Because
working on it. I went to Safari first, but I
I
think
don't know.
I don't need that.
I'm not sure what time he starts. I mean, because he's in Zagreb, and I think are they 9 or 10 hours different from us, ahead of us?
Ratso gazing.
Yeah, there you go.
That's his. That's what pops up as his. Oh, Brasso, BRACO dash TV.me. So
There you
I
go.
will put that
That's
in
it.
there so that you have that. And it's a live stream.
And
Okay.
it's free. I mean, it's free. So, I mean, you can contribute to his live streaming, which would be a good thing to do. But it's free if you need an uplift there. And then I also do practices of yoga and meditation to just keep myself tuned up. But it's really good when somebody has holds a lot of radiant energy, like Brazzo or learning about Donna Eden's things. And she has a bunch of books. And if you just, she has YouTube stuff that if you just don't,
Right.
Donna Eden's energy medicine, that she does different things.
You see, talking to you and adding more people to our list as far as getting in touch with, it broadens our horizon so much so that we have more resources that can help us out. So I love it.
Brazzo doesn't do interviews though. He
Yeah,
doesn't.
I'm not talking about me interviewing. I'm just talking about anybody could. This is a resource to
Right. They're a wonderful
get
resource.
there and watch him. Just
They are a
sit
wonderful
there and
resource.
watch him. Yeah.
And if you have practices of yoga, that really sets you. And I always do the Wayne Cook posture before I work with anybody, so I don't get scrambled by them, and I can actually set them if they're off when they. And you can get scrambled over the phone. You get scrambled over the internet if somebody's
Yes.
scrambled, and
I
it just
have,
won't feel good. Yeah.
that protects me from um, the waves coming in, electronic stuff. Okay. Eden. Oh, I just saw it. Eden is it.
Donna Eden's energy medicine. So she's pretty wonderful too.
Well, I've got it under Eden Method.
So it is an
Empowering.
Eden method. It's energy medicine.
Yeah, well, she says empowering you with energy tools for a life you desire. This is her um, uh, website.
Oh, okay.
At least that's what pops up when I put her name in. So, and it shows her in front of many people. So, giving a healing
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever
she
she's
does.
doing.
She does. She works with the whole group, hundreds of people at a time, and sets the whole room.
Now, you did talk about the monks, and it's amazing to me that they were at a high school. That
Yeah,
just,
it was just South Eugene High School in Eugene, and we're just a smaller city. We're not that big of a city.
um, because here in Mesa, I don't know what it would happen if I heard that a group like that was going to high school. I would be so shocked because we are so ruled by a certain denomination that that would be astonishment. I would be full of it because, yeah, I hope it happens in my lifetime. I would love to see it. I would be there. Now they did have um, a spiritual awakening at a what is it? A cooperative where they business cooperative where you can um, rent a desk and everything on a normal daily basis. But they had uh, a spiritual awakening there, and that to me was very odd. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it because I had my granddaughter, but I would have loved to. The next time that's coming in, I'm heading that way
Well,
just to check it.
it was amazing because these guys were the real deal. I had my picture and my friend, we had our picture taken with them, and their energy is so clean. It's like there were 26 of them, and it felt like nobody was there. It just felt
Wow.
so one, connected and present, which I thought was fabulous. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice to see that picture too. So, you have it?
I have it hanging up downstairs.
Oh, don't worry about it. Yeah. This sometime. Hello, Michael Riley. Welcome in. As I said, please, everyone who is on my personal Facebook, please move over to Love Riot at Love Riot on Facebook. Um, I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but my personal Facebook page is having problems going public. So it does show that it's public, but I'm unable to adjust it. So hopefully I'll have that fixed by today, but I thought it was fixed last night. Anyway, so now you've had the monks. You did talk about shamans. Was there a group of shamans or anyone else that besides Ratso and Donna Eden that we need to
Well,
go?
I traveled a lot, and I would meet the healers of the places where we'd go. I remember going to Fiji and meeting the medicine man, and he was saying, telling me about that they had, they used to be cannibals, and it's only been 100 years that they haven't been cannibals, and they have all the neck breakers and the special forks and all that that they eat people in the special plates. And it was kind of but it was interesting
Wow.
talking to him, just talking to him. And they have like kava ceremonies. That it's a it's a little tree, like a bush that grows there.
There
And
are there are kava cafes these days. I
yeah,
don't know if
so
you
it's
know
this
that.
white powder, and those guys can stay up all night and just drink kava. They mix it with water. It's a powder, and then they pass it around and they clap and they sing. It's very relaxing. It's so relaxing that it's like um it's definitely, you don't have any anxiety with it. And it's good for calming. And they have it as an herb that they sell in health food stores too, where they sell it to relax. And that's what, and they have a lot of herbs. The shamans have a lot of herbs that they use. And so um, in theta healing, they have like the different planes of existence. And I'm going to tie this in a moment. They have the different planes of existence. And so the shamanic plane is like the fourth plane, kind of the fourth plane, because they work a lot with their ancestors. They work a lot with the dead. And they also sacrifice a part of themselves to do a healing. So we need to clear those beliefs so you don't need to do that, being a healer. So I had many lifetimes, I think at least 8 as a shaman. So I've learned a lot of stuff being that shaman from those times. And um, I uh, there's a belief systems that are connected with shamans that need to be changed so that you can be an effective healer without depleting yourself again by the belief systems of sacrificing yourself or suffering or having to exchange something, give up your sense of sight to have clairvoyance. You don't need to do that. You don't need to trade anything because it's already there. So you want to clear those beliefs because that'll interfere with you being a healer. So and because I teach healers, I want to make sure that they're all cleaned up from their beliefs, or that we really work on that in class too, to clear those so they don't drain themselves by these old past belief systems where they won't be as effective. So I'm an advocate for the healer really being able to bring their gifts of healing forth without um, depleting or suffering with themselves. So it's really important. There really needs to be an awareness of when you're doing healing work that you're not um, sacrificing something or giving something up or hurting yourself in some way or being
And
overly tired.
right. Now I did pull off your website. Viana, I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Stibble, the founder and director of Think Theta Healing Institute of Knowledge.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Is she still around? I
Yes,
assume it's in
she
future.
still like,
Okay.
she actually still teaches the teachers. They all went online during COVID, but they're starting to have in-person classes now. But you have to take, the basic and the advanced, from another teacher before you go see her, because she just does the teachers,
Okay.
teaches the teachers.
Well, that sounds good. And I know you teach Theta. You have an intro, which is very, very reasonable, no matter if it's only an hour or so. It's extremely reasonable price. I'm not sure what it is currently, but I did look at your website on that. And what was the other thing? But then you have a beginning. I
I
think you
teach
have two others. Okay.
Yeah, I teach the beginning class and I teach the advanced class. And then I teach dig deeper, and um, these are the dig deeper is a more recent class, so people would really get those beliefs out of there, so that when they would teach students how to do theta, that they would get those blocks to healing and being healed. And
And I did,
it's amazing. Like, you hold some ridiculous belief, and it can be from a past life, it can be a generational belief, or maybe your dad or your mom believed that way, your ancestors believed that way,
ancestral, generational. Yeah.
or it could happen could be on a heart level in this lifetime or others. So it pulls it on 4 levels when you pull a belief.
Wow.
That's a big deal.
Right.
So in the
We,
intro, I'll just give you I usually give an experience of theta healing.
okay, we can do that in a little bit during the healing session, right?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can just do that there.
Um, I did want to make mention because uh, a lady came on yesterday, um, and her husband recently passed
Mhm.
away in March, and so she's dealing with all of that, as you can imagine that's what she's dealing with. I also see in your list of training and certifications the Grief Recovery Method by John W. James and Russell Friedman. So
I'd have taken that training, and I have the books. I haven't COVID happened right after I took it, so I never really taught it yet, but that is a wonderful, method that really works. And he's the John, what was his name again? John
I'll
I
pull it back up. John W. James. John
Yeah, John
James.
James. He's actually, passed away, and his son is running that now. I mean, all these people, some of them have passed away.
Well,
First
COVID, yeah, that's why I was thinking when you said it happened right before COVID. To me, that even though people didn't know that you were trained in it, that probably would have been a great time to work on it, practice
and
it.
I think yeah, it is a wonderful, series of lessons that you teach that really are helpful. I think it was because I was focusing most on theta healing that I didn't focus on the grief recovery method as much, but it is a wonderful modality too.
But just your knowledge of that, I'm sure helps you with everything else you're dealing with. And
Well,
the dig deep in theta, to me, that just your knowledge of what people are going through your
well,
training.
just reading their book, the grief. What's the name of his book? I can't remember the name of his book.
Let me pull
Uh,
that back up. The Grief Recovery Method.
yeah, he has a book that's really helpful. Like, people just read. I mean, they've given that book out internationally, like during disasters and stuff, because people just all of a sudden lose somebody unexpectedly, and it's really hard. And I think that reading the book and going through the workshop, the biggest piece that you do, we kind of have these things happen to us and we don't really acknowledge what's happened to us. So we keep trudging on. And so we're carrying all this baggage, and then something happens and we're unresolved. So it was really good doing a timeline, starting from whenever any traumas happened, anything you've gone through. And you'll see mine was full. I went, oh my gosh,
Wow.
I didn't even think about that. So there'll be a lot of events that you've experienced in your life that, of course, are honing you and helping you become who you are, but how you could have a better understanding of them and release the trauma and the interference that you're holding, the blocks that you're holding from those things happening, an awareness of that you can clear it. And theta healing is the best way to clear it, best way to clear trauma. Although there's other ways that are good too. I think tapping's really good, the EFT, emotional freedom technique, that works really well too. I've taken classes in that, and rapid eye is amazing too. I mean, that's even deeper. I mean, I've watched amazing changes in all of them, that all of them work or have a gift in them that brings oneness and wholeness. So the happier we are, the more aligned we are, the better our lives are. And regardless of what's happened to us, these are ways that help us get back into that alignment and come back to ourselves so we can be the best that we came to be. And we can bring our gifts, or whatever it is that we came to share with the world. Each of us has unique gifts that we came to bring. And you can actually find those, going into theta. If the person isn't sure what their gifts are, you can tell them. You can find them. You can go into theta and scan them and tell them what they are. A lot of people just don't feel guided or directed in what they came to do, and they get lost and they create chaos in their lives because they need to come back to themselves. And usually a lot of trauma keeps them from doing that. So all those modalities are ways to access that information and to bring yourself back. And when you bring yourself back, you help others. Because the more together you are, the more you practice these things and keep yourself aligned, which you can do with regular practice of yoga and meditation and the Eden energy exercises, Qigong, Tai Chi, all of them are wonderful for bringing oneness and wholeness and healing and making it so that you can assist others. And if this is the healing show, there's probably lots of healers on here.
I have noticed at least one healer pop in, hoping a couple others do as well. But today is about healing. Next Wednesday, we have someone else, a spiritual artist, an exceptional spiritual artist coming on. I hopefully she's in today because she does need healing, but all of us go through different things. I know even with all the training you've had, you still, I mean, life isn't always perfect for any of us. Is that correct?
I think that's very correct. We always have things happen.
Yeah.
And there's always something to learn. And so it's being open, and we're creating our reality. Like, why is this happening? Why is this happening in my life? What's my piece of it? Because if you can clear it on you, it clears the world. Because it's really all coming from you anyway. So you clear it on you first. And it makes it so that you can bring others back. Because you're just reminding, when you're shining in your light, you're just reminding others to shine in theirs.
Now,
And it really
Vic,
clears darkness. Just clear.
Victor is saying that he's a healer. He wanted to let you know. I don't know if you're reading the
Oh,
chats.
I haven't been.
Okay. Yeah. And if you can move the
Also,
okay,
what?
if you can move the camera down a little bit so we can see you better.
Okay.
Because yeah, all I could see was your up to your right here. So
Okay.
okay. That's great. Thanks.
And so another interesting thing is life is like a movie, and it is about letting go. Because look at how your mood changes when you watch a certain movie will uplift you, and another one will be depressing. So it's really good to have uplifting movies around, or to
Yep.
change your movie by changing beliefs or downloading feelings. You can change it right away, and it's like magic, where you
Yes.
can create the life you want despite the obstacles that are showing themselves.
And all the programming, conditioning. Yeah.
And you can clear spaces, because spaces pick up the energy. Our energy, we want to have healthier boundaries when we're around people, when we go into different places. There's ways of just clearing spaces so that you feel good. Chanting. I have this guy's from Pranic Healing, Master Choa's. He has a 43-minute chanting. He chants for 43 minutes Om every 9 seconds. It's called the Divine Om. It's on the Pranic Healing website. I mean, I use it all the time to clear my space. And if you're having bad dreams, if you put that on, it just takes them away. They can't exist because it creates an electric violet light, which is a very high vibration when you play it, and you can turn it down low and it still works wonderfully. So I'll have it on low when I'm working. Have my Reiki pyramids up. I'll have that on low. And it's amazing, the shifts that happen.
Master Choa, is it CHOA?
Yeah. Master Choa, CHOA, KOK, and then SUI. So that's 3 words.
Oh, okay, cool. Want to put it all in there.
I mean, I
Kathleen,
travel with my CD. I have you can get a download on your phone too.
okay, sounds great. And Victor also says, Kathleen, one more song that has been on his mind now is "Why Should I Worry?" I think it's by Oliver and Company. I don't
Oh,
recognize that
it's
song.
a song that does what?
He just it
An
popped in
uplifting
for him
song?
with what you were saying.
With an uplifting song, you mean? Don't worry.
Victor, how are yeah is how is that? Um, why did that pop in your mind, Victor? Please explain. Okay. Qigong root for healing some years ago. I had no idea what it was. Turned out to be wonderful experience, and it opened opened up the energies. And that's Harley coming in. And she's very gifted as well. She's
Um,
a healer and other things.
yeah, I mean, chanting and singing and it really makes your immune system strong to sing and chant. It just any kind of singing is uplifting for your immune system. And we don't want to worry, because worrying is praying for what you do not want. So you want to shift that right away. And that's where I would either there's an opening chant to yoga, because I teach Kundalini yoga, and they have a lot of chants and singing, and it just opens things up. It connects to the one, and you begin to there's different pranayams that change you right away. I mean, it's amazing working with breath and sound. Those are very healing. So most healers will probably do other things than just one modality, don't they? I mean, they do. They'll be drawn to all kinds of things.
Yes. Well, I know there's a lot of Reiki practitioners out there.
Yes,
And I know that one of my friends, one of our tribe, she came up with her own healing modality with colors. So anything is possible. As you said, you create the life you want. And Victor's saying the song is from the movie Oliver and Company by Disney, and it came out in 1989. I don't even think I've seen that one.
that sounds
That's good.
like something to check out.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Victor, for putting that in there. Now, I've been adding different things that she's telling us, different people, so that we can add this to our list of resources. Um, add them to our list of resources to do that. Okay, they're talking about that. I think you're channeling messages. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And so now we're just about to end the interview part. Is there anything else you would like us to know about you, Kathleen?
I do private sessions and I do group healings. The private sessions are for when you don't really want to discuss the issues around others. And but it's nice that you can clear a lot of things just as a group too. But then you have the individual ones, those core beliefs that block a healing, and those are the ones you want to go after first. And be aware that if you're starting to go sideways and feeling low and kind of look around, okay, what's happening here? What can I do to shift this quickly? And so I do have those tools that help. Even like tuning forks, certain tuning forks at certain hertz will uplift you right away. I think it's 523. I have it on my golden. I'd have to look that up to be sure of that. I don't want to misguide somebody. But there are tuning forks that are certain frequencies that shift the energy right away. And sound is amazing for you. It's called entrainment, where when you're going at a high rate and you come around others, that you can change them quickly by your vibration.
Great,
But if
great.
you're not feeling so good, you got to get your vibration up.
Healers, I mean, I tell everybody all the time, you are the most important person in your life. You will not be able to help others until you help yourself, until you get to be where you need to be an asset to others.
That's true. So
Because
I
if you're not an asset to yourself,
So I mean, I do teach Reiki. I teach 4 different lineages of Reiki, and I
oh,
love Reiki. I felt like when I started doing Reiki, it felt wonderful because it's so gentle. It's such a gentle wave of healing. And it's just uplifting and it's quiet. And the theta healing is really changes immediately. If you notice immediate changes, because you're going into that theta state. When I'm teaching, you're going into that theta state, and it brings up anything that you've held in there that was of darkness. Lower vibrational things will start coming up to get rid of. And there's great processes to get rid of entities and to clear houses with and all of that.
So I'm going to put up a couple of what we call commercials or fill-ins for a moment, and then we'll go into the healing if you're ready for that. Okay. I'm going to do it probably about at least 3 minutes. Here we go. Let me find my designs.
I'm going to go grab some water.
All right, sounds good. Here we go. Here we go. We're back. I asked if Christine was still here. She's the one whose husband passed recently. And she hasn't replied yet. But is anybody looking for healing right now? Or how do you want to do this? Because this is your healing session to run, Kathleen. Oh,
Oh, wait a minute.
There you go. Yeah.
Guess I'm creating my reality here.
Yes.
Sideways. A sideways photo. Okay.
Okay. So the energy for the collective here today. What are you feeling?
Well, I was just going to start with some downloads and also make recommendations. Like if we're going to do some healing, like a group healing here, that everybody, you want to hydrate so that you can really process the information well and help with the changes that'll be coming. Okay. So first we want to um, teach you what it feels like to accept and receive a healing with ease and grace in the highest and best way. Would you all like that? Just say yes, or say quietly yes, or say yes to yourselves so that you can receive this download. What wholeness feels like. Would you all like that? What it
Yes.
feels like to be whole and complete. Oneness, wholeness, creator's perspective, definition, and understanding of what that feels like. Would you like that?
Yes.
Just say yes. And let's release all the energy that was never ours in the first place to carry. All the energies you're holding for others, all the toxic radiation you've picked up from our devices that we use. Just pull, cancel, and send to God's light, Creator's light. Let it go. Just say yes to that. What forgiveness feels like, what it feels like to forgive those who have harmed you or have harmed others, what forgiveness feels like. Creator's perspective, definition, and understanding. And yours is the same. What it feels like to be safe, to let go, to be safe to change. What it feels like to be completely safe in your body and in this world. Would you like all that? What it feels like to be totally and completely, unconditionally loved. And you're worthy of that. What that all feels like. Would y'all like that? What it feels like to be completely healthy without anything wrong with you. Would y'all like that? What self-forgiveness feels like. What it feels like to completely unconditionally forgive yourself. Just say yes to that. And you get it. what joy feels like, what it feels like to be happy, and what joy feels like. Creator's definition, perspective, and understanding of joy and happiness. Would y'all like that? Just say yes. Okay. I'm hearing a belief, and if you're running it, you can check yourself by muscle testing. I think the best way to muscle test is to be sure you're hydrated. And then you want to stand to north, facing north, with your eyes closed, and ask a question. That's how you can tell if it's a yes or a no. I think it's like you're your own human pendulum. You'll lean forward on a yes, you'll lean backward on a no. You can check yourself by standing up and giving yourself okay, I am a man. See how you respond to that. If you're a man, you should lean forward. And if you're a woman, you should lean backward on I am a man. And then shift to I am a woman and lean forward and just say it out loud with your eyes closed, leaning north, and see what answer you get. It's really good to block up your shields when you're first. Just have so your auric shield is completely closed. You want to zip up from the tailbone coming up your back, and I always throw it into my other hand and pull it up and over and lock it in under the nose, and then from the pubic bone up, locking in under the lip. And that puts you in your own fields, so you're not so intertwined with everybody. Sometimes healers get kind of messy boundaries because you want to help so much, and then you get corded, which is very draining. You don't want cords. We can cut cords. We can just start doing that right away. We can do it on the whole group. You just agree. Inappropriate, unauthorized hooks, cords, or attachments, all levels, emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, astral, causal, soul, through every organ. every sinew, every bone, every chakra, all the webbings to the chakras, root, branch, and seed. Remove these hooks, cords, or attachments and send them to God's light and ground firmly to the earth. 15 feet. Feel yourself go into the earth. Your grounding cord goes down, growing all those black roots, getting really strong into the earth. Okay. Does it feel a little calmer? I mean, that was just a really beginning of how it's good to download a few things in the beginning before you start pulling beliefs. It's good to know how to do the muscle testing so you can ask if you're running it or not. And if you're first asking, sometimes it's not as accurate in the beginning because you want to be hydrated, and sometimes you're unsure of yourself, but you just ask and just trust yourself. Would you like to know what it feels like to trust? Just say yes. Creator's perspective, definition, and understanding of trust. What it feels like to completely trust yourself. Say yes. And what it feels like to completely trust the Creator of all that is. What it feels like to be safe and protected from all harm. Would you like that? And that your light, what it feels like to feel your light, to feel the shininess of your light, see the shininess of your light. And that your light dispels all darkness. Your light is the truth of who you are. What that feels like, let's download that as a feeling. Creator's perspective, definition, and understanding of your light, your shining light. Here we go. And any downloads that we get, you'll get it as you're ready to receive it. If you don't feel, you don't want to be overwhelmed by anything, but you'll get it as you're able to receive it. And what it feels like to be present in the moment, safe, protected, just really present. Creator's perspective, definition, and understanding, and yours is the same. Would you like that? Okay. Okay. Can we pull the belief that there's always something wrong with me? Can we pull that belief on everyone? You can test if you have it, but we can just pull it. If you have it, it'll pull. If you don't, it won't. Okay? So you can play with me this way. So I'm going to pull the belief There's always something wrong with me. Just say yes, give permission. Replaced with, I am whole, healthy, and healed. Would you like to know what that feels like? I can download that as a feeling if you say yes. Okay. If someone has a belief that they feel like they're running that's blocking them, um, you can certainly ask for that to be healed or cleared, and we can change it. Let's see. So, Jules, do you have a belief that you would like to change?
Yeah. I'm sure I have many beliefs I'd like to change as far as which one right now. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to, do I have permission to find your most key core belief that needs changing right now?
Yes, please.
Now, other people might hold this same belief. So
Right.
we'll be changing it on Jules, but if you think you might have it too, we'll pull it on you too. You just have to say yes. So let's see
Yes.
what it is. I have to take care of so many that I don't matter. Boy, can we change that?
Yes, please.
And if anybody else, you can ask yourself if you're running that belief. I have to take care of so many that I don't matter, that I matter, comma, no. You always change it to the positive because your brain doesn't understand a contraction or a negative. It always says things in the positive.
So how do we?
You just say yes.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Got
That's
this.
all you have to do. I'm already changing it. I matter. I am whole. I am one. Would you like to know what that feels like? There we go. That's the download. Okay. Is there anybody else who has a question?
Yes. Harley does. She's asking, change the belief. She feels she has the imposter syndrome.
That she's a fake?
Yeah.
What does she feel a fake about?
Harley, why do you feel that you are a fake? What are you faking? I'm sure she's thinking about it.
Well, what would be interesting is that when somebody is thinking they're faking, they don't realize how good they are and they feel unworthy and not good enough. That's what that is. So, so can we pull the belief? I am a fake. I'm never as good as others think I am,
Here
or
she
I.
goes.
Oh, what did she say?
I'm
Okay,
not as valuable as my thoughts, actually.
I'm not as valuable as my thoughts and actions and words. Um, would you like to change that?
She
You
needs your
just say,
permission, honey.
you need your. We just need permission to change it. Okay,
You,
the little voices always say not believable. So okay, let's first pull the belief that I'm not good enough. I'm not as good as the words and phrases say I am. I'm not worthy. I'm unworthy of that goodness and that honor. I'm never good enough. I am an imposter. I'm a fake. Can we change that? Let's just pull that all as one deal.
she is.
And we can pull that on everybody if you think you might be running it too. If you have it, it won't happen. Or if you, it'll pull. If you don't, it won't do anything. Woo, that's a big one. Good one to change. I am worthy of the love and power that I am. Would you like to know what that feels like? In truth, we're the ones we've been waiting for. We're the heroes of old. It isn't anybody else coming to save us. We're the ones. And you already have all of this wonderful light that you've honed in the past, this ancient soul that you are. You've had many experiences that you're a shiny light. And you've probably the doubts and stuff that probably come to you are coming from your family lineage, things that happened, because we carry our ancestors' beliefs too, and some of them are good. I mean, they survived and they brought us to this point. I mean, look at us. We're here, and that was quite a journey to get here. So they had good qualities too, but the ones that the doubt of the self-doubt and the not feeling good enough, the unworthiness, those are ones you want to change because they block us from moving forward and stepping into our power and being the best we can be. Okay. Did you feel that? Would you like to know that your powers, the light, the worthiness, the good enough is believable, that it's possible? Would you like to know what that feels like? Let's download that as a feeling. It already feels all tingly. Changing those beliefs, it's amazing how it does it so quickly. Changes it in seconds. Okay. There's really a lot of magic in life and in the world. We just have been around a lot of doubters. Our families doubted, and even our families. I mean, we they're doubting themselves, and so they're projecting that onto us. So we're carrying on their beliefs because it's in our DNA. And so we're changing the DNA when we change these beliefs, and we're bringing all that light back so we can be more in our power and bring forth our gifts that we came to share with the world, make it a better place, especially during these times. So, would you like to know what it feels like to be worthy of the love and power that you possess? Let's just download that as a feeling for everybody. Just say yes. And can we pull the belief, I hate myself? That's probably also being in your environment and the people around you that taught you that because those people didn't like themselves. So let's pull the belief, I hate myself. Replaced with I love, appreciate, and respect myself. Would you like to know what that feels like? We'll download that as a feeling. Another really good wisdom piece is before you work on anybody, you want to ask 3 questions. Can I? Should I? May I? If you get one no, you do not, because you're taking on more than you can chew. And you always clear yourself first before you even attempt to work on someone else, because it may trigger you and you don't know how to get rid of it well enough that you may take it on too. Okay, so if you have a colleague that needs cleaning, you don't want to just start cleaning them. You want to make sure you can clean the space for you. I think in Ho'oponopono, um, Dr. Len would he had a major, just a little simple clearing technique. Like before you get in a dentist chair, before you get in a chair someone else has been sitting in, you just go indigo, ice blue, white light, and that clears it. Just clears it. Indigo, white light, indigo, ice blue, white light is what you say. And it's a clearing tool. It clears that space. So you don't pick up the energy of the person that was there. Because sometimes you'll sit in a chair and you'll start feeling the pain they had in their leg, or maybe you'll start coughing because they left their energy there. And it's good to clean your energy out of the chair before when you leave. Indigo, ice blue, white light. It's a very easy clearing tool. A lot of time you want to clean yourself before you start cleaning others. But you'll notice that when you clean yourself, that person won't want to be around you because you're not opening to taking on their stuff. Sometimes people that have a lot of toxic energy on them, it's very draining. And so, yeah, sure, you can work with me. Yeah. Um, I mean, theta is a wonderful way to clear entities and waywards, but you got to make sure it's off you first. You don't want to take on. Sometimes the people have the weirdest stuff on them too. So if it doesn't feel comfortable to be around them, you certainly don't want to take something on that isn't what you should do. It isn't something that it would make it worse for you. Maybe that's why you ask those 3 questions. Can I clear this person? Should I clear this person? May I clear this person? One no, you don't do it. Because they probably have some pretty dark stuff on them. That can be a result of trauma or whatever, but it may trigger you into your issues. So you don't want to do it unless you're really clear. I know we get excited when we start cleaning things that we want to heal the world. I'm guilty of that one. But I also learned how to be careful and discerning. Would you like to know what it feels like to discern who to work with and who to pass by? Would you like that?
Yes.
Would you like to know that you're always safe and protected wherever you are? Would you like that? You know how to create safety for yourself, how to protect yourself. Okay, let's see what else. And, it's interesting that some people are ready to heal and some people are not. And I've had people that have um, who have purchased sessions for other people that they weren't ready to heal. So if they're ready, they will. And then of course, I would be pulling blocks to healing before I started working with them. Or that would be the beginning of working with them. I'd be pulling blocks to healing on them. It'd be really good to take a theta healing course before trying to start healing everybody. I mean, you can do subtle things. You can do Reiki. That's a real subtle. I mean, you can kind of energetically do the room when you're sitting there. You can do that. You can do that quietly. And you can quietly heal yourself with theta as well. That one thing about theta is that you can really clear yourself. So, Jules, are you feeling another belief coming up here?
As far as for me, or that I need to change?
Yeah, well, I believe you want to change. I believe you want to change.
Oh, I'm dealing with technical difficulties as well, so trying to get all that done.
So, would you
But
like to know that everything works well around you?
yes,
A lot of
that
times
would
we
be,
get emotional because we're healers. Our energy fields are strong and they can knock out the technologies. They can knock it out.
yeah. But Harley did have something in here. How about the cleansing of what others say that one will not be successful or be financially abundant? Now, Harley, this is like any other thing that somebody says or thinks about you. Do not accept. It's a spell. They're trying to put a spell on you. I know that sounds simple, but remember, words are spelling. You have to spell a word in order to create it. So don't accept this. That might be what they think, but remember, she had said this earlier. Kathleen has said this earlier. It's their beliefs of themselves, but they're projecting it onto you. I don't accept. Remember, I love the 4 agreements. I do not take anything personally. That's my thing. I don't know what you think about that, Kathleen, but
Well,
that's my.
I mean, the reason that we're affected by the things that other people say is because we're running those beliefs. So I would turn it into a belief. Okay, so can we pull the belief on you that you'll never be successful or financially abundant? Can we pull that belief?
Yes.
Let's just pull that belief. We'll pull that on both of you. Yeah, just pull the belief.
Yep.
I am worthy of success and abundance. Would you like to know what that feels like? I remember doing, clearing. I did an intro and we were clearing a lot of the financial thing. And in theta, you have a manifesting deal that you can do. Whatever it is you really desire, you can actually do that, and you can do it in a theta state, which makes it even more powerful. Because visualization or affirmations are about 50% success on that. Whereas theta healing is 80 to 90% that it happens, because you're actually focusing on it becoming, and you're in that theta state. So it's really, really strong. That I've watched things change in front of my eyes. I've watched healings happen in front of my eyes, but I've also watched, I remember going to the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, because I needed a title for a vehicle. And I don't know what the glitch was, but they were having trouble finding it. So I just went into theta and I said, Creator, um, pull any beliefs I have that they'll never find it. It's lost. The title's lost. I'll never find it. Blah, blah, blah. And I pulled that. And the next thing I know, she goes, the clerk goes, oh, I know who to call. And she called, and right away it was taken care of. So our doubts, it's interesting how our doubts produce our reality, and we want to clear that. So if you feel like you're doubting something, you want to pull that doubt as a belief, and it'll pull it away. I mean, how are you feeling now since we've been doing the downloads and the Jules and Harley? How have you guys been feeling since we've been pulling beliefs and downloading feelings? Are you noticing any changes?
I'm feeling much lighter and more energy around me, positive energy.
Yes, and positive tingles and stuff, because it's working on your DNA and it's shifting it. So if your ancestors held that as beliefs, it's pulling it and it's changing it. And the replacement is all the light and the new belief that comes in. We're downloading that as a feeling. And so it changes your whole reality. I find that it's very, very comfortable and relaxing when you do theta. People get more real, they feel safer. And the more you go into theta, the more it pulls up the stuff that needs to leave. That's not you. It's not you. None of it's you. If it's negative or dark, it's not you anyway. It's stuff that you've picked up somewhere, or results of traumas or the thoughts of others. Okay. How many people are on this?
We have a few. There's Harley, Victor, and there's a couple that aren't. Oh, Jess is here, and there's a few others that are not in the chat currently. But yeah, you've got. Oh, here we go. Let's see.
It's small on my screen, and I don't know how to adjust it to make it better. So
Yeah, there's one size. I mean, I could see if this helps at all. Can you see this better? Hold on.
that's even smaller.
Okay.
Is
I
it
thought
the
I'd
one
try.
on the, yeah, okay, but when you do the one underneath, the
Yeah,
one that goes underneath, I can see that.
yeah.
So, would you like to know what it feels like to trust your intuition and creativity? What it
Yes.
feels like to completely trust your intuition and creativity. Let's download that as a feeling. Would you like that? Okay. Okay. And what it feels like to speak your truth and trust yourself. Would you like that? Okay, let's download that as a feeling. Just say yes. Ooh, there we go. It's interesting. What I think it's Harley that says that she's feeling a crown of energy. It's working
Yeah.
from the crown. When you're doing theta healing, you're going up through the crown. So it's they call that the seventh plane in theta healing. It's a direct connection to source, to creator. Does anybody have any questions?
So far, no. But it does take him a little bit of time to think about it.
Let's see. Okay. So it doesn't matter where Lilith is or what astrology thing is going on, or if Mercury's retrograde, you can change things in your own life.
Oof, lots of
Okay. We could do a manifestation. Think of something you really want in your life. Doesn't matter what it is. Think about what it is you want, what it feels like, what it looks like. Have an idea, because then I'm going to walk everybody into theta, and you can manifest that. Okay. Okay. I'm going to walk you into theta, and then we're going to talk about what it is you want. Maybe it's a partner you want. Maybe it's a chunk of change you want. What's the money? And it's just as easy to manifest 50 cents as to manifest $1 million. But you got to clear your blocks to manifesting out of the way, or you won't be able to do it. Would you like to know what it feels like to be worthy of what you want? Worthy and deserving and safe to receive what you want? Would you like that?
yes.
And what it feels like that it's possible to get what you want. Let's download that. Say yes. Okay, let's see what else would block it. And what it feels like to know that you're a good person, even though you get what you want, even though you have money in your life and comfort in your life, that you're still a good person without sacrificing yourself for others. And what it feels like to be safe, to have good things in your life and to have a good life without worrying that others are going to try to take from you what you have if you're happy. Let's pull all that. Like, we want to just think of something basic. Do you feel now, now we're going to go up and we're going to manifest it, but if you're feeling that you have blocks about it, because it's amazing when you start I teach a manifesting an abundance class, and all the beliefs that come up to try to block something, just because, like, we have ancestors that had quirky beliefs, and we didn't believe it was possible, and beliefs about that money's evil when you have, or if you get what you want, that it makes you a bad person, or it'll be taken from you, or it endangers you. They'll hold you for ransom. Can't believe the beliefs that start popping up when you start getting what you want. But let's just think of something simple, something that you really want, and that it's possible to get it. It's possible to create it right now. Can we download that for everybody? That it's possible, and you're deserving and worthy of getting what you want right now. Just say yes, and I'll download what that feels like. Okay. So now I'm going to walk you into theta. I hope you're all sitting down. We're going to start at the heart chakra. and send your consciousness down, 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 down to the center of Mother Earth, which is a part of all that is. Bringing that grounded Mother Earth energy back up through your feet, through your legs, coming into your body, opening each chakra as you go up, 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 and out the crown chakra. And in a beautiful ball of light, go out to the universe. Go beyond the universe, past the white light, past the dark light. In fact, you're going through many layers and levels of light. The dark area is just a little space between the light to the next level. Rising, rising, rising. Going past dark and white lights. Going past the golden light of the fifth plane. Going past the jelly-like substance of the laws. Going up. Seeing a pink light, and there's a rectangle that opens to the seventh plane of manifesting. And this beautiful tingly white light, and that pink light pushes you into, because it's the law of compassion. It pushes you into this tingly white light of the seventh plane. Kind of roll around in that tingly white light. It'll heal you completely. It fills your body, your fingers and hands, all of you. Covers you completely. Now, in this space, in this tingly white light, is the place of manifestation. You're going to gather that tingly white light and we're going to create what we want. We're going to say it like this. So say this after me. Creator of all that is, I want, and say what it is you want, as much as you can imagine it. See it, smell it, feel it. I have this in my life now. And imagine you're stirring this, like a big arm comes in and you're stirring this seventh plane energy of what you want. I have this in my life now, whatever it is. You're going to stir it until it feels like it's cooking real good. Then you're going to come back. You're bringing that tingly white light back. You're rinsing off into a really brilliant white light, like water, coming back into your body, grounding down into the earth, and bringing that wonderful grounded Mother Earth energy back into your body. And you're going to do a kahuna break where you go like this. You're letting it go. You're expecting it into your life. You've just let it go. Pulling back to you what's yours, sending back to the light what belongs to others, sending back to them, and zipping up your fields. Zip up the front. Okay. How was that?
Wow. Felt great. The feeling she had before is now on the left side. Beautiful. Before she had it on her right. the masculine energy. Now she has it on her left. Feminine energy.
That was playing with the energy to create what you wanted.
Right.
And I just left it to whatever it was you wanted.
Yes.
It was all yours. We just went there, the place of manifesting. Okay. That was pretty wonderful. I feel really uplifted when I do things. I just go, yes, I'm fine. I feel lighter.
Yes, I do. I feel so much better, and thank you so much for coming in today. It was great. Um, and I've talked to, for those of you who are on here, I've talked to Kathleen that if I'm doing interviews and there's not someone to do a second hour, that she may be able to come in and do some more healing for us for an hour. But this was my first official episode, I guess, of communication and connections. And to me, this means a lot. As you guys have seen the introduction video, I think this is going to help us all. That's why I want to make sure that I put the information she has given us about others in the chat. And most likely I'll be able to pull those out and add them to the description. So you'll be able to watch it again and have the information readily available for you as well. I did have her website on the description, but this is the QR code for her. Okay. And that takes you directly to her website. She has a list of her classes. You said the next class you're going to be doing, I think it's going to be hybrid. It's going to be online and
Well, I'm not quite sure how to do a hybrid
okay,
because I'd have to have a person at least. I'd like to do one in person, but
okay,
you'd have to travel. I thought of
right,
even, traveling to Arizona if that's possible. But I teach online and then everybody could come on the online one. And I think it's just
okay,
as effective. I've been teaching online since 2020.
okay. So it will be online. And is that September 15th?
I haven't made the date yet. I
Oh,
haven't planned my second. I didn't want to do it this summer because I have
okay,
things going on this summer, but I
right,
thought about it's September. I'll have to get together with my tech person and figure out dates and put that
okay.
up.
And as soon as I know, I'll make sure that I let you guys know as well. And let me close that down. Okay. I feel like a chicken that walked into a freezer. Goosebumps travel right through my whole body like a circuit. I felt lifted up as a hand pulled up from top of my head. Wow.
Yeah, I saw that and I went, well, it's kind of makes sense because we're going up through the crown and you are
Yep.
manifesting it in the crown. It's a place of infinite bliss in the crown.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
Victor,
manifest because that's the place you connect to spirit, to God from the
and so
crown.
Victor says was getting the massive beam of light just hitting me across the heart and up to the third eye.
Hmm. Third eye.
Wow.
That was
Yeah. That was Victor.
Well, everybody has a different experience because it's your
Hmm.
personal experience.
Yeah. I
So,
definitely felt a lot of positive energy
yeah, it's really loving
throughout.
energy. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. That is thing. And you do have the introduction to theta. class. Now, is that just a quick and easy?
Well, that's just that'll be a class where I'll go to each person probably, and I'll ask the key core belief they're holding that's blocking them at this time,
Okay.
and I'll probably walk them into theta and do a manifestation too, and
Okay. Basically what you did for us today.
kind of a little, yeah, little
Okay.
like that.
Little.
If you don't know what theta healing is really powerful, and
Yes.
notice all the tinglies and the feel good that you have when you're done. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to remind everybody that tonight will be Miss Miss A5 says somewhere, and she's in here. I'm going to have to put these in order so it's a little easier for me. And Mr. Oops, wrong one. Like I said, there's so many of them in here that I've got. There he is. Sonoran Mystic Terror himself, Don, will be on tonight around 6 p.m. ish Mountain Standard Time. Tomorrow morning, again, Don will be on with Naturally Divine Goddess Tarot, and that is sometime between 10 and 11 ish start time. And that is Eastern Daylight Time. Nothing Thursday evening that I know of yet. Friday morning, I will be back with Scott at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Friday evening will be, oops, hold on, I'm trying to do that. So, will be your love goddess, Miss Bonnie, and Sarah Lyle. Speaking of Sarah Lyle, she will be on my next episode 2 with Sarah. And she is a spiritual artist. So definitely come in for that one. You can see her Friday nights on the one with Bonnie, which is Friday Night Live happy hour. And sometimes she fills in for Jess on Sunday. On Saturday is Susan Grayson, and she's at 10 a.m. people. And if you're late, you might not get the readings because it's quick, and she's done in an hour. And then Sunday is Psychic Sunday with Jess and Bonnie, and that's at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Sunday afternoon is A5 Says and Sherry Berry. So let me pull those Sherry Berries up real quick. Hers I can find pretty quickly. Wait. And Monday, I'm not sure if Umber and Carrie have a new episode coming out on Dreamwork. So look forward to that if they're there. And then I will be back on Tuesday with Claudine and the spiritual show that flows. And then again, next Wednesday, I'm here with Sarah Live. Thank you so much for coming in, Kathleen. I really appreciate you. And I've provided you guys with all the information you need to get a hold of Miss Kathleen. And if you need any more information on her or any of the people that she talked to, please give me an email and I will do the research for you and get the information. Thank you so much, Kathleen.
yeah.
Great time. And I will meet with you in the studio in just a minute, but let's say goodbye to everyone else. Again, I'm going to start with the commercial I made, and then we'll be done. Okay, here we go.